Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to Beyond Belief, the art of strange mentalism. Which it can be regular mentalism, it can be bizarre magic, it can be whatever you think is strange. And today, we have a wonderful guest who's a pretty good friend of mine. I've known him for online a couple of years. We haven't actually met in person, but we've talked a lot over the past couple of years. And he is, in my opinion means everything to me. But in my opinion, he's one of the most creative people out there in the world of mentalism, magic, and bizarre magic. And I'm very happy to have him with us today. Please help me welcome Stephane Lacroix.
Oh,
Hello, my friend.
thank you so
Good
much for
to see you.
the wonderful introduction. That's
Bonjour.
very touching. I can't say that I agree, but
Oh,
I'll take the compliment for sure, for sure. Much appreciated.
my pleasure. Um, so let's start out with a basic introduction of who you are in case nobody knows. And
That
again,
is guaranteed that no one
well,
knows.
I know the feeling. I know the
No,
feeling.
but
But
for me personally, I that's what I want. I don't want that to change. Um, a lot of people would like to think that sometimes when you get more attention or more traction, that only positive things come with that. It's not the case. Okay, so I think I posted that once on my account on Facebook. Is that people are often envious of your where you're at, like your accomplishments, but they're not very envious of what it took to get there. You know.
right,
So
right,
it takes a lot of sacrifice and things that are behind that scenes that people, especially in today's society and life, we don't have time to appreciate the background or, so podcasts like this, I think that it's really good because it gives a platform to be able to expose a little bit more like certain underground figures and stuff like that. But
yeah,
the key word would be underground for me. I want to keep it like that as much as possible. And I don't even consider myself like within this discipline, because I would consider it a discipline. Like I would see myself more as my background is that I work in design. That's my background, my bread and my butter.
yeah,
Uh, it's just a circumstances in life that led that I was like presented to this whole world of this, like but I've only been doing this for like a few years. Like I started in 2020,
right,
so from there to now, like the progression is phenomenal. But the problem is that the situation that I had permitted me to be able to be dedicated to this for like 24 hours a day, nonstop for over years, which other people don't necessarily have.
yeah,
And so that combined with also my background of being good at advertising and publicity and design and all that, it gave me, I think, like the platform to be able to get like maybe like the right exposure or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, yeah.
Yeah, no, the older I get, the less exposure is important to me. I
Mhm.
mean, I want people to buy my stuff, but I don't care about like you know being
Yeah.
famous. I mean, if it happens, I'll
Yeah.
take it. But I just I want to create
Yeah.
and I want to produce.
No,
You know,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But see, well, for me, this is for me, my priority is really family. Like
hmm
just recently we were just talking before going on live. Like we would just acquired a new property and everything, and that's a whole new adventure for me, like in life and in business and everything. So it's really just like circumstances that led that I put a bit of my energy and whatever into like the discipline of mentalism and bizarre magic and like I would say like bizarre magic within mentalism I like a lot just because it's so potent, and I love things that are very story driven. So bizarre kind of like came into that as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's it. I'm not very how would I say fond of this community because I find it to be very toxic, to be really frank.
It can be. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't invest a lot of my energies in things that don't bring back positive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Magic,
blessed a lot. Yeah, I'm blessed that
magic.
I'm not relying on having to sell effects or tricks to be able to uh sustain my family.
Yeah,
So I'm blessed to be in that situation, which means that I can do things on my terms.
yeah.
And which also means that that ruffles feathers when
Right, right.
when you say I work
Yeah,
this way and they don't agree and they want to like that doesn't work with everyone. They want to like they so conflict
yeah,
happens. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, I feel the same way. Magic Cafe, Magic
I
Cafe.
don't know. I don't even know. I
Yeah,
know of Magic Cafe. I know it's a green screen.
yeah,
At the very beginning, I wanted to become a member just because it's like part of the whole ecosystem. But
right.
I've never found out how that thing works. And uh, when I hear of it, like I think its nickname is the Green Monster. So you know, uh,
Yeah, yeah,
we already
yeah.
have an orange monster. I don't think that I need another green one.
I mean, I think it's a good resource if you want to do research on something, but um, if I'm sorry if this ruffles feathers, but I think I can take it. Um,
You have a crow behind you, so the feathers are there
exactly,
already.
exactly. Um, when I put my first book out, it
Mhm,
was suggested to me by my friends to um, put it on the cafe as being available.
mhm,
And a couple of people bought it and put really nasty reviews and really unnecessary. And that was the last time
mhm.
I went on the cafe. Uh,
Like Tommy, there's something that I sometimes say, and well, for even the people here listening, I'm curious on like the perspective from someone, okay, receiving this. If I say to someone, okay, that like let's say I respond to someone, okay, that certain comments, it's clear that they wouldn't be able to say those face to face
yeah,
because they know what would happen.
exactly, exactly. Yeah,
What does that mean for you, the listener? If hearing that, is that a threat or?
right. Yeah,
Well, no, because see that sometimes I think me for that I find that means I'm standing on my ground and I respect myself enough
yeah,
that at least let's talk within certain parameters. Sorry if I like because I hear
yeah.
I'm in Quebec, so we speak French. Huh?
Right. Yeah, of
It,
course. Yeah,
within certain like but if you want to start like being mean because you're on a screen hidden somewhere in your bedroom,
right.
uh, I don't tolerate that. That's like bullying for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
So I tend to want to put them in their place,
yeah.
regardless who they are.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, I don't care. But at the time, it was my first book. I was really, I mean, I've been in magic and mentalism for over 40 years
Mhm,
at that point, and but I still felt like an imposter because nobody
yeah.
knew who I was,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
Now, actually, people do know who I am,
mhm.
even though I'm not famous, but people do know who I am around the world because I put in the work
Yeah, exactly.
to,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That's the key
um,
word. You put in the
yeah,
work.
exactly. So now I honestly don't care what people think, Um, oh wait, everybody's leaving, just kidding. Uh,
Yeah.
go, 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 go. um, But anyway, this isn't about me. This is about you.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
It's a bald head society. That's what happens here.
it is. It is. Yeah. Um, So, Stefan, um, um, I hope you noticed that I got the accent.
That
In,
is, yeah, that's great. Actually,
you know,
perfect.
it's, it's fun. Um, it took me a minute to figure out how to do that on my
Yes,
keyboard, but
it worked.
I knew it was possible. So, as far as you, how often do you perform?
As least as I can.
Yeah, yeah,
No, no. All kidding aside, again, since that the nature of how I'm able to, sustain my life isn't relying on magic, I perform when each time I go outside. So it's
right,
part of the. There's no Stephane Lacroix, and then I have another name when I'm doing magic. It's always,
right,
and I always have the same, how would I say, motive when I do like an effect with someone. It's always something that's emotional, and it's always like taking the time for them to remember something that's positive for them in the past. It's always the same thing to remember something positive now. And then from there, I don't know, like I collect like the little tokens of that. Like I tend to do like name divinations the
oh,
most.
nice,
I didn't bring them, but this is from yesterday, so I have like three from yesterday.
oh, nice, okay,
But I have a whole bowl, like I keep them,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that is so it's just basically the wallet, So it's my
yeah,
this is
yeah,
my
yeah,
it's my real wallet. So again,
yeah,
it's another thing. Like I
yeah,
don't buy wallets,
right,
I make my own stuff. It's always the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
Like I know people they use regular billets, and there's a
right,
fuss about what's a good billet, what's a bad billet. You know what's a good billet for me? The cheapest billet. It's the
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
one that I can get on Amazon that's like $10 for 500.
yeah,
That's yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And it just so
yeah,
happens that
yeah,
when I use them, because I get them business cards size,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I tear them, which means now we already have an orientation, right? Because of the
right,
front part. Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then I put my little dot here. So when they give it back to me at bottom and we put it back in the envelope, at least I know which side is going to be up for when I
okay,
read it when you turn around because it's going to be pointing up.
nice,
And the
yeah,
second thing is that also if you use cardstock for when you fold your billets,
mm-hmm,
there's a whole other world of peaks that open up because you're working with surface tension.
oh yeah, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So there's a whole other
um,
world of, yeah.
just so you know, I didn't say this before the show, we try and refrain from
And
talking
reveals, yeah.
about method, but
Yeah.
I don't think you really
No, no,
did.
no, no. I
So,
did.
but
I made sure it
yeah,
was just
yeah,
enough.
yeah, yeah. But that's fine. That's fine. It's just you know, I don't want again. I don't want to ruffle any
Oh,
feathers,
it
but
was
we,
coded
you
just
know,
enough.
yeah, exactly,
Well,
yeah.
I'll give you an
Thank,
example about ruffling feathers, okay?
yeah, okay,
I don't manage all the time my account on the on Facebook, okay? Or sometimes my
yeah,
account is open, okay?
yeah, okay,
And I think an advertisement for Eric Leclerc came up on my Facebook,
okay,
and someone replied from my computer the link to buy the effect that he was doing in his advert to sell his show,
oh wow,
which is it's a dick move, like for sure. Like
yeah,
I like
yeah,
no. So he reached out. Obviously, he was pissed. I don't know. I'm like I tried to fix that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, so I asked like if I could first like remove the comment. Then after I asked if I could buy tickets, a pair of tickets for his show, so he could give away.
mm-hmm,
And sometimes there's just no way to like. But all that to say, like sometimes yeah, it's rough about like ruffling feathers. It's hard
right,
because it's such a sensitive community with the secrets and
yeah, yeah,
revealing and all that
yeah,
stuff. So
yeah,
apologies again to Eric. I
yeah,
took the necessary
yeah.
actions to be able to correct it on my end, and I wanted to extend like a, a
Eric
sorry,
is a
like,
very nice
but
guy. Yeah,
I would definitely
yeah,
tell people who don't even know him to to check out his. I don't know him personally, that, but yeah, for sure, I would
yeah,
encourage people to discover his
yeah.
site.
Actually, I know him one person removed
Yeah.
My one of my best friends is friends with Eric Leclerc.
Yes, I saw him training.
I've actually never met him, but my friend says he's a really great guy. So, but yeah,
More
I,
power.
shit happens. Oh, did I say that? But yeah,
Yeah, well,
uh,
yeah, but that's the thing is that,
yeah,
you know,
that,
sometimes there's a lot worse things in life that can happen, you know?
yeah, yeah,
You know? So again, it's a question of perspective and everything. And I think that at the end of the day, when you try to resolve these things, it's to be as honest with yourself going forward. And to, you know, like I legitimately did try to fix the situation, but at this point, you know, like all I can do is wish them the best, and we move forward. You know.
yeah,
But yeah, just like saying ruffling feathers and all that stuff, and like we try to keep it like in the positive and creativity and stuff like that because I've had you on my podcast before, which are more
yeah,
oriented around like ideas and stuff like that. And
yeah.
people who aren't familiar, like I released my own deck of cards, which is Ex Tenebris. So just for fun, I made myself because I like to run. So 52 cards, and if you're a fan of Erdnase,
Oh, yes, right, yeah,
use
yeah.
my
I love it. Yeah.
and the cards, it was a limited edition, so I did because I like things complicated, you know. I'm superstitious, so I did 1,111 units. But in
Okay.
those 1,111, I did 222 that are gilded, gold gilded.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so this is a cutout, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
also, do I have the thing here? Don't like. But yeah, so these gold gilded. So I don't know if there's anyone. These are sold out.
They are or they're not.
Yeah, they are sold out. Those are the
Oh yeah,
Titanium gilt
that's right.
inside.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
when they first came out. They're beautiful. Yeah.
So these, and then after that, well, the whole series of coins. Because I never like I like manufacturing
That's
stuff
right.
like that.
You made coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, coins. So these go with the cards.
Right.
So this is a pewter with an
I love
image.
that logo. I love that logo.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I did a whole collection, pewter, copper, silver, and even gold ones. But like they're super rare because like gold, there's only 25 units made. All the other ones, there's only 50 units made. And the pewter ones, the first, did 100 units.
Okay.
So then the funds from this are basically what funded this next project. And then these were came out with the cards, so it was like a plus plus because the cards they all have invisible ink as well. So if you have a UV torch, there's extra reveals that you could do with the cards.
Nice.
So, and they're marked, and
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
Yeah. No, I'm obsessed with marked cards. I I have a number of marked cards. Um, yeah, those are beautiful.
yeah.
I designed on my website too. Yeah, those are lovely. Yeah.
This is me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And for people who, well, there's two jokers, so it's twice myself, but yeah, that blackjack.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, cards, coins.
Yeah. And uh, the what do you have available on your website? Anything?
Since the whole tariff situation with like
Right. Yeah.
uh, I decided to stop selling physical stuff because
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because a lot of it when it was like it was costing me money to be shipped. So
Right.
until that's resolved, I just put that on pause. So what I decided is that whatever I do sell, because I write like regularly, so I tend to like put things out like either in magazines or books or on other
Yeah.
websites. So
Yeah.
like in January the 1st of this year, January 1st, I released Cutting the Veil. So that was released on a
Right.
couple of websites. Uh, Mentalism Center with Pablo Amira.
Yeah. Yeah.
and now I'm currently writing another one that's called Clockwork Orange. So it's
Oh,
all
right. Yeah, yeah,
like with the
yeah,
clock, like a car clock.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. So if there's any fans of like example Gabriel Verlaine or Martin Gardner or Carl Fluves, like that kind of style,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
I have like some effects that are within that, so you could basically tailor it to whatever you want. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, mainly PDFs. I find that for the time being is good, and once that I have enough material, I want to pick out from that, and then just like the cards, I tend to make things that are really thought of and like well produced. So I'll hopefully put out
yeah,
a book. Knowing myself, it'll probably be something like leather bound and
right.
custom trim pages and I don't know because I'm also big into like scents and stuff. So when people buy my stuff, like physical stuff,
Yeah.
have I ever sent you a package or no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because
Yeah,
just the unwrapping of it, it's like they're hand wrapped and they're burned and they tied with like everything and the wax
yeah.
seal and there's incense on it and
It's,
it's a whole thing to like unravel that thing because I find it's important like the experience of that
yeah,
be transmitted yeah. So a lot of that goes into it as well.
very nice. Yeah, the only time I ever use scent was on my, I have a poison box,
Okay.
uh, and I wanted it to smell old, like antique. So I used yeah, yeah, something like that, yeah.
So this one
Uh,
smells like dirt.
oh, wow, nice. All right. Yeah.
But
Uh,
Demeter, if
um,
there's any fans, yeah, this honestly, if you guys, anyone, there's no real secret to this. It's a fragrance company called Demeter, and they have you name it, they have it. So it's simple like vanilla, coffee, but I have wet grass, dirt. I have
wow.
paperback, so it smells like a library. So usually when I do my stuff, I perfume with that. And another one that I really love is a patchouli. Not patchouli, but
Okay.
nakshapa. That's like a more Indian style incense.
Oh,
But
yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah,
highly, highly perfumed. But if you
yeah.
want to like perfume your whatever, this is
Yeah,
yeah, it's a fragrance. So that's like what.
yeah. The one I used was leather, and
Okay.
it doesn't really smell like leather, but it does smell old,
Yeah.
and that's what I wanted. So, um, but
But they have even like mold. They have zombie. They
oh,
have like a funeral parlor. They have like pleasant ones too. Often, but for like the people watching this, they have like more obscure things. So.
I'm gonna
They even
have.
have some that are like I don't know what a Taurus smells like, but they even have astrology sign essence.
Wow, okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out. I wrote it down. Yeah.
Speaking of writing down, I want and
Oh
books.
yeah, please. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
this is well, it's not. This is actually released, but for some reason people didn't pick up that with that release you could do this thing. Okay, so this is it's a legit book. Okay, something I got on Amazon. It's called
Mm-hmm.
Limitless Minds. Okay,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
exact. When I discovered the whole world of mentalism and everything, like I discovered like the term of remote viewing.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I'm personally like I love meditating. Like I try to incorporate that in my day every day. So there was like a natural interest in this. And Russell Targ, he's a fantastic. He's quite a
Yeah.
character. He's worth being discovered. So, anyways, this is a book on like the methods and everything for how to perform remote viewing. But the thing is, like, it's a legit book. There's obviously like pages with like text, but there's also drawings.
Mm-hmm.
There's grids. There's whatever. Oh yeah, like the example here, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for a book test, usually it's not very, how would I say, free. Like
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
whatever. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so, there's close to 175 pages in here.
Okay.
Any
So
page,
that's
and
uh,
we'll do it.
there
We'll
we
do
go.
it three times, just because I'm hoping it's gonna land on like like a photo or So we'll see.
So the first number that came to my head was 175.
So okay, so page 175.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm getting that it's mainly I'm getting an image. I'm happy because I would have wanted it like usually it could take a couple of times or I never land on it, but I'm getting that it would be an image and it's I think it's a little girl
Okay.
like at a it looks like an ATM, but it's like an old fashioned like something that would have like an ESP test, you know?
Huh.
And I think that the first word like on the corner would be parlor.
Parlor. Okay.
Okay, so a photo, parlor. So we said
Mm-hmm.
175. There's, like I said,
175. Wow.
parlor.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so no funny business. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, another page just for fun. Usually you never do twice in a row.
Yeah. So, how many pages are in the book?
Close to 175.
Oh, okay. How about 54? 54.
Page 54.
Yeah, 54, yeah.
You know what? I think that you're highly, highly, highly in tune with
Well,
images.
I am,
It,
too.
it with images, okay? And like almost like a direct connection with this book. So I would say that the word would be direct, and then there would be like a series of like diagrams, like sketches. Okay. So you said what page? What again?
54. Wow. Yep. So that's, wow. Very good.
We could do this all nonstop, but you get the idea.
I like that.
So yeah, that is fun. I mean, like in
Yeah.
regards to one of the things that I like to perform, but it's hard to have the right context to do it. Like now, I just kind of threw it out there. Is that because in the book they talk about doing that, and there's certain difficulties, like and being able to perform actual ESP, and that is supposedly one of the most difficult randomly building exams. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
clearly, there's
like
an advantage to not having any hair.
Right, right.
Clearly,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, if that policy poster was behind you, you could go like this, right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
you move it.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. Nice. Here's a
yeah.
high five.
um, is there something else that you can show us?
In regards to effects or stuff like that,
Yeah. Or something weird?
something weird.
Yeah.
Let's think here. Well, is there anything in here that someone would want for me to maybe take out or?
Before you go on, can I just ask, was that one of your effects with the book, or
Yes, it is.
was
It
the
is.
book an effect?
No, no, no. It's one of my effects.
Because that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's
Okay,
really good.
so wait, so here. Okay, so
what's going on
yeah,
now?
okay, wait. Name a page. Name a page.
Yeah, let's bring you up.
97.
Page 97. Okay, you're different than him. That you actually got 11 words. Your only words. So 11 words on the first line, 3 words for the last word, and it's. Okay.
3 letters.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the page again?
90, what did I say? 79? 97? I don't
97.
remember now.
97.
97?
Yeah.
I probably screwed up.
Yeah, nope. Dead on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, merde. That's the only French I remember from school. Merde.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty darn
okay,
good.
well, just because I just want to make this absolutely clear that this is bulletproof. Another one, please.
All
I
righty.
mean,
I'm
like,
gonna
and
go
look, there's no
19.
come again.
19. 1
Page
9.
19,
Mhm.
10 words. 2 is.
Two letters is. Oh wow,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is.
wow.
Okay, and you don't have the pages pasted all around your computer, right?
Listen, you would be. That is actually something that, like, I was speaking with Peter Turner a few days ago, and he's
Yeah,
like, "That's
yeah,
the thing where it looks like you have behind you."
Wow.
yeah.
Impressive, Stefan.
He doesn't.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite to do. I think that as a creator, like I would consider myself a creator before just anything, you know. You try to go for okay, what's like there's benchmarks, right? Like in certain domain, and like a book test in mentalism, I was like, man, that is one of the freaking hardest things. It looks so hard hitting, you know. And there's like okay, so you have a drawing duplication, that's one category. Then you have word reveals, that's another one, and then you have like longest work. So like, there's got to be a way that whatever the book is, it's everything all the time, you know. And you, if I'm telling you, it is so simple, it's criminal.
I'm blind. I'm blind, and I'm almost blind, and I have a terrible memory. Is it possible for someone like me to do that?
Do you know what the name of the effect is?
No.
Mémoire. You know what that is in English? Memory.
Memory?
So everything that has to do with having a supernatural memory, this is it.
Nice.
Wow.
Anything.
Excellent. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Well,
I
just
really
your
And he
appreciate
did.
it.
just
And he
your
did it 4
bookstore.
times, and I
Oh,
still
it's
have
not,
no idea.
I did with the book, but it could be with cards, it could be with billets, it could be with photos, it could be you name it. You tailor to what you want. It's not a specific thing. It's a tool. You learn
It
how to do
doesn't have
this.
to.
No, no,
It
no,
doesn't have to
and
be
it's not
that
a
book.
map. It's any
It
book,
doesn't have to be that book.
sir. It's any book, anything you want. That's like a stack.
Wow.
Cards, billets,
Wow.
photos. I have one, like, let's say they open up my photo album from when I was a child. They just go to, let's say, any page, and I can tell them what's the photo, the Kodak thing, and what's my memory from that thing. And when you turn the photo around, it's all written.
Wow.
No problem, you know, no problem. And it's examinable. I mean, like, the person is holding this usually. I'm not the one holding it. They're holding it. I'm not holding this.
Kudos. Kudos. That's awesome.
Oh, I deeply appreciate it. This is not for me. In all honesty, this stuff is not for me. Like, I created for me in the sense that I gave myself the challenge to say, I want to do
right. Yeah,
and I love, like, it could be working with chemicals, it could be working with print techniques, it could be working with math, it could be working with technology. There's no differentiation for me. It's just a tool. It could be a paintbrush and it could be ChatGPT. There's no difference for me, you know?
hmm
So these things won't that they're finished, and if they ever do, like the few things that I do put out, it's supposed to be a tool to help the community grow and just expand on that, you know, like it's so.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
price of what I try to do is also to make it like very accessible, you know. But the thing is that certain I'm not in the category of things where you buy it and it's ready made. You have to do it yourself. Like, I tell you precisely what to do. Like, to do this, it's going to take you an hour and a half to get yourself set up. But once that you're done, it's for life.
Wow.
It's for life. So if you're willing to put 1 hour and a half, how many hours did you put in to learn, let's say, a double lift?
yeah.
You know, that's,
I
no,
won't.
no, but you know, so it's just like it's really relative. You know what I mean? An hour and a half is like you could be death scrolling nonstop, and you know, so If you
Yeah.
want to put that time, and I chose this book because it relates to me. It's a real, honest to God book.
Yeah.
I could have said, I'm not giving the tools. I'm packaging this as an app, and the book you buy it yourself, or I just buy a bunch off of Amazon, and then you realize it's not a gimmick book. It's an actual legit book.
I
I'd rather
mean,
give the tools and you do what you want.
yeah. I mean, even if it was a gimmick book, they usually take a day or a week to get used to, and
Yeah,
you're saying that it can be done. You can learn it in an hour and a half.
yeah.
That's amazing. That's great.
Well,
And I mean
please
it,
use it. Please use
I
it.
mean it. I mean it when I say I want one.
I am my
I'm
pleasure.
glad there's such a small group learning about
I
this.
know.
Talk about keeping secrets. Holy cow.
No,
Like
You Canadians, we're supposed to be at war with you Canadians. You're the nicest guy I know.
yeah. No,
exactly.
no, well, it's honestly like with all that going on, there's assholes everywhere. You know,
No,
and,
we got it cornered right now, bud.
you know what I mean? And I mean,
Yeah.
politics is politics, and there's certain things that are out of our hands and out of our controls. But there are a lot of things that are, and so the things that we can take action, I think that it's a question also that we have to be patient with the time it takes to. I want to choose my words wisely here, but to steer things in another direction.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to kind of like get first control of the wheel, assess what's going
Yeah.
on.
I'm
When you
getting
want
too
to
old to
have
wait.
structured change, like when you want, it's just like we're talking about the book. It's the same thing. When you want, it's it's understanding. It's when you want to master something, that's the thing. You need to understand certain elements and the process and that there's a beauty in that. There's actually a beauty in that. So it's not necessarily always the end result. Like, and yeah, for sure, the end result is gonna be this thing, mind blowing. The book is there anytime. Stephane, what's that? Live, like whatever, pass it to it's. So it's fun for that, but to each their own, I guess. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Brilliant piece. That's great.
thank
yeah.
you. I really appreciate it. So, Memoir, check it out. It's you can pick it up on Mentalism Center.
Oh yeah, Paolo's site. Yeah.
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 Maybe after this, what I'll do is that
mentalismcenter.com.
I'll
Yes.
repost on my and actually we just released another thing because I tend to do like emotional mentalism, if we call it that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's like I'll give you an example. I like math based
Mm-hmm.
framework,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no symbolism to that.
Right.
Okay, so like we know within the community that 52 cards and 52 weeks and day and night and black and red and 13 cards in a suit and 13 moon cycles, but there's no ritual that really puts that in play with an understanding. So
Mm-hmm.
for example, like when New Year's Eve came up, like a lot of people, like they're always wondering what's their karma going into the next year. So I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Like, how could you evaluate your karma? Because we turn to things like tarot, or fortune tellers. So like, I, wouldn't it be interesting if people could have a system that when they learned the ritual, that they could once a year do their own self-analysis?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, with the release, it's called Cutting the Veil.
Right.
Okay. So basically, the way it works is that when the participant gets their cards, they shuffle them, and they have to think about their good and their bad deeds throughout the year. So because basically the karmic energy of each day, each week in the year is withheld, like let's say in 52 cards. So they're mixing their karmic energy, but they're taking the time to reflect on that. So right away, I find it's fun for the person to take time in their day or their year or whatever to reflect on what they did. And that belongs to them. They don't share that with you. They could have been doing incredible deeds nonstop, But if they have a conscience and they did badly, now suddenly that's being no. So then after I explain to them that once that the cards are all mixed up, blah, 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 I want them to make a cut. Thus the name cutting the veil. Okay. So the thing is that if they cut 10 cards or less, it means that they're withholding something to get judged within the karmic system. If they cut 20 cards or more, they're overcompensating because they did something in the karmic year. So
Nice.
ideally, they need to consciously cut to between whatever and whatever. Okay. So then
Yeah.
from there, that is the act of cutting the veil. Okay. So when you get the book, then it explains that. The next step is counting the echoes. So now we need to know how many you have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly 10. Now, what happens is that when you have this whole system, it comes with a booklet. And the booklet has 2 sets of reveals. One for the echoes, so the double digit. And then you have to have the source, which is in numerology when you condense the numbers and you have a single digit. Okay, so that's going to be basically the source of your karmic state. Okay, and then you can go further on with that with the card itself. No? But now you condense the one, which means that this would be the no. Now, mentalism wise, you could do that. Okay, I'm mixing the cards. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm gonna go with I'm just gonna put this right here. My prediction is it. So I have the cards here. I'm gonna put this one. We're gonna put them where? We're gonna put them where we can see them.
Go over here.
Right there. No. So either I cut or you give me a number.
How about John? John, give him a
John?
number.
So
Yeah.
let's say you can't physically cut for me, but you can still tell me a number between 10 and 19 because I know that you're not going to overcompensate, but yeah, let's say between 10 and 19.
17.
So 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that would have been your stack, your cut,
Okay.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, so just to make sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Now, I don't have the booklet with me, but I would have read you what 17 means in your karmic state. Blah, blah, blah. We condensed that. So 17 is 1, 7, which means it would become
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So before everything, I made a prediction. I even knew that you were going to switch between Tommy and you, and I had a good feeling. So it was going to go with the hearts, because we're 3 of us right here, right? I think we all have the hearts in the same place, right?
Oh, wow. Very nice.
So if you want to turn it into a mentalism thing, you can.
Right.
But when I came up with the framework for that, I kind of didn't like that it was an entertainment thing anymore. And I wanted to release it as currency, like
Yeah.
So I just got rid of the reveal, like the maps.
Right, yeah.
Got rid of that. It just kept the symbolism.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Pablo.
yes.
Pablo is the one who recommended that I put my first book on. Yeah. I told him what happened, and he was like, "Well, that's business." That's, But Pablo and I are really great friends. And yeah.
Should I show off now? And,
Oh, well.
yeah. That, you have to compensate. Yet there are advantages with no hair, but sometimes you have to compensate with like skills.
Yeah.
Also, I'm Canadian. I have to.
Um, does anybody here have any questions
Because I
for?
forgot the releases that because like, there's one thing here. This is a free will thing
Mm-hmm.
called
Oracle?
it was called Gifted.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a three-phase thing there.
Stephane, do you do anything particularly with like tarot cards or something that's a little bit
Yes.
more bizarre?
Yeah, bizarre. Yeah, well, actually, I was just showing. What could I show? Well, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
tend to worry. I tend
how
to worry a
bizarre?
lot. I tend to worry a lot about doing any tricks with regular cards because they look
I
like
agree.
you're doing a
I,
card trick.
I agree.
Um, I've worked at some haunted houses though, where if you do a card trick with a deck of tarot cards, you can have somebody crap in their pants, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, yeah, well, that is like for some reason, my wife, she kind of like she finds that like a little bit twisted on my behalf, but there seems to be that for me the benchmark is like I have to have people cry for a certain reason. Um, not to be mean, but I get a certain satisfaction out of that. And when I say that I get them to cry, is because I know I touched emotional chord. And I'm not saying that I'm getting them to cry because they're terrified. Like I'll give you an example. When I always use the same pattern for when I do the name divination. Okay. And I don't know. This is actually something that I've been thinking about just recently, like the last month, I would say there's something that I'm not realizing that I'm doing that makes that without question, when I ask someone, a complete stranger, and it's usually a cashier, okay, a cashier or a waitress or something like that, to write the name, it's always the same thing. So I'll say, can you do me a favor? And then I open my thing, and then I either tear it and give it. Could you write the name of someone that you really miss, that you haven't had news from in a long time? And then I say, ideally, if they're dead, for me, that's even easier. And without question, they will always take the paper and always write a name. They will never ask why. They will never ask, who are you? What are you? Never. Never without ever. I have hundreds of BS that I've done. It is always, you know what? Do me a favor. Can you just write down the name of someone that you miss,
Mm-hmm.
that is dear to you? And if they're dead, that's perfectly fine. It's even better for me. And I think that the fact I say that if they're dead, it's even better for me. Kind of hints that I could connect for some reason, and it is undoubtable they will do it. And when I do the reveal, they will. That's actually another release. I did a release called Shapes. So the release is basically, I mean, anyone can get the information. You can get information, but how you reveal it is usually the
Yeah.
moment. So I was like, there has to be a way to make it where when I do it and I'm doing it with a participant, that any audience member could be in our minds at the same time, and we're all seeing something. Okay, so I'll always use the same pattern. It'll always be after I got the name. Now I want you to count how many letters in there. Okay, and they've never took the time to do that, so I know it's going to take long. But it's faster for me because I know I'm going to be counting. So I'm going to get to the numbers before them. So I'll tend to say the number just before them, and they'll freak out just for some reason because how did you know that? I didn't even know that. So they automatically think that I knew the number of letters before they even said it. So that's already one little thing. The probability of someone having an I, the letter I, is extremely high. Okay. Then the second thing, if that happens, is I'll say, you know what? I always make the same mistake, but when I'm seeing it, because I'm like across from you, I always get this wrong. Usually, it looks like an exclamation point, but that's an I. There's an I in the thing. And then they'll freak, you know. And I'll say that's because when I'm looking at the letters, I'm seeing them as geometrical shapes. So I'm introducing shapes, thus the name shapes. So now, like, I want because I explained to them, like, and in the book I explained this, the history of, like spelling and creating a spell and all that, like there's a whole like when people were like originally like creating alphabet, it's based off of geometrical shapes, and each shape has an emotional attachment to it. So when you could expand on that after you reveal the name, but there's always an introduction of it's not just a name after all, you know. I'm seeing triangles. That person was really stable in your life, So it becomes an emotional reading, and you're talking about just shapes, and then you reveal, you know what? And it's always the same thing. Again, I'm getting 7, 8 letters in the name, but you actually have a pet name for this person. Just because the probability of people having long names usually have a shortened name for friends. So then when you say you have a pet name, that is, again, you're touching in on this person is feeling my emotional connection with the thought of thing. The dynamic of that is now they become usually their eyes start to water. A guy, a girl, a kid, a dog, the eyes start to water, and that is when I laugh. I become like a, you know. So then you reveal the name, and they'll start to tell me, like if they have time to talk, they'll start to tell me things that I didn't reveal, that they think that I said, And from there it blows up. How do you do that? And I'd never lie. I just say like I'm just extra sensitive, which I actually am. And I tend to pick up on a lot of body little things with people, so I could expand. It could be after that like a body reading routine, or I do a thing with like that's another release actually. It's good I'm doing this. I call it post planchette. So once that the person have like 3D picks a card, and then I put it in the deck, and then we spread them all out, and then I explain to them, you know what, I'm gonna use your hands as a planchette, just like a Ouija board. So I'm gonna hold on to your wrist so I can get your pulse, and we're going to move over the cards. So it creates that moment, And people aren't used to being touched either, huh? So you get to touch someone. And then that's if it's a woman, I usually say that's actually how magicians get to touch women. So if you want to, and then like so it's like okay, it's not in this batch. You eliminate cards. Then you end up, let's say, with I'm getting it's within these last, let's say 4, and then you could do a equivocate. So there's ways to like really branch out to it started with something was like a peak, and it turned out to like, what the fuck, he actually, so I do that. Who I do that to? Nurses.
Oh,
They
perfect.
love that. Can I show you
Because of the
something?
basis, the medical basis. That's where the real magic comes in, though, is the the feeling that you generate in somebody. It's not the trick itself. It's that moment. It's a moment you touch somebody else's heart, whether it be crying,
Yeah,
scared, whatever. When you get that wow moment from somebody,
yeah.
when I still feel that wow moment, very very rarely, but I know a couple of
It's
years back
palpable.
I was in Las Vegas and saw Paul Vigil perform live, and we were like right in front of him, and I was burning everything he was doing, and he still fooled the crap out of me. And he goes, "You're watching me, aren't you?" I said, "Don't worry about it. I have no idea what you're doing, even though I know
Right.
what you're doing." And it's a beautiful moment.
It
It's a
is.
real gift. That's a magical gift. That's I think everybody should be striving to do is give somebody something that they'll remember for a long time.
Yeah, but that's a discussion that comes regularly within my own podcast, is that there's ego, and that the ego is perfect, it's all good and everything, but there's a point where you have to have a talk with yourself, an honest reflection on what you want to get out of being able to amaze people, because it's amazement, and it's such a novel thing that if it's done with like the right respect and whatever, you can get a really a lot more out of it on both ends than just saying,
Yeah.
"Wow, I don't know how we did that," So
Mm-hmm.
It's like the old song, the love you give is equal to the love you
Yeah.
take. You get a
Yeah.
lot more back from that feeling at that one moment in time when you do somebody, you touch somebody. It's not physically, but emotionally, that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then what happens is like, let's say if it becomes like, okay, that might be a trick. Then I'll try to introduce real things, you know. So it so happens that like I'm trying to I was always like, yeah, I know he's looking at me, like I tried to
After
end like
mentioning nurses, I've worked in a hospital. Oh, I'm retired now, but I've worked there for 40 years. I don't like to see people with needles.
no, yeah, no, I know. Well, that's the thing is because I find that, and this I picked it up, I find from Darren Brown. There's a time and a place and where you put these things because it creates a tension, and then you could break that after with something funny or whatever. So there's a if you place it at the right time and it could be really incredible,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the things that in my case, like he was asking if I perform, if I do perform, it's once a year. I do a show, and it's in a taxidermy museum, and it's 1 hour away for the city. It's for only 40 people. Now it's the fourth year running, and it's a séance. So basically, I do a séance in the
Yeah.
taxidermy museum. Yeah, so I do that once a year. I just recently someone booked me to do a wedding. That was completely, yeah, really weird. And I actually did everything to discourage them, and yeah, we did it anyway. So what happens that usually at the end, I'll leave them with something so that they could try and question, like like I said, like what is real or what is not, like because like in urban legend, witches, how to identify them?
Yeah, needles into spots that they don't feel pain.
Okay, and the witch's mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so like now I said okay, so I got the mark, and I was like so pissed off that I had that mark on my hand. So I'm like I have to find a way to justify that I have that thing, or else I just have to say I'm getting old. So what happened is that I figure okay, like I'm gonna try and get myself placed well here. I don't know if I could do it. Oh my Lord, I just dropped on the ground. Try and be intelligent and get a new one. That's why they're individually sealed. So the next thing would be either heat, because I could show that I'm impervious to being burned. And I could also show that I may be impervious to needles. Could that be possible?
You got me worried now.
Okay, so we have this. I'm not going to drop this one. Okay.
I'm gonna. I'm
So
gonna.
now the thing is that the needle is real. Is real. It's the hand that's fake. I'm going to try and do it.
Oh, there's so many nerves in your hand.
No.
Oh, fuck. No.
There it goes.
So now with the book test and everything and all those shits and giggles, maybe I was a witch all along. Now, but this is Canadian Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I do is that I usually get the participants to come and take that out because I
Yeah.
explain to
Yeah.
them. Um, we watch on TV. Like I don't know, like people don't have the experience of like shooting a gun and then you see it on TV. It's violent. It's really violent. It's not like at all what you see on TV and everything. The same thing with stabbing. Stabbing something, it's not like you see on TV. It's not. You need to be in shape to be able to do a couple of shots because it's physically hard. It's very dense. Okay, so when I get people to pull it out so they could feel how dense it is. Okay, so now
Hmm.
obviously you're expecting me to like be pissing blood everywhere, you know.
Oh, knowing it's not a trick makes it that much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a
That is
showstopper.
like on command. I could do that on command. So there's a whole series of things like that because it's so
One
visceral.
time years ago, yeah, visceral. Years ago, our magic club, our local magic club, which has since dissolved, we went to New York to see a show called Monday Night Magic, which I believe might still be running,
Mhm.
It
but
is.
at the time it was Todd Robbins. And afterwards, they were nice enough to go out with us to dinner. And there were some people from the show that were at the place where they went to dinner. And I still remember this one lady and her friend, who were very kind of obnoxious, at one point in time said, "Oh, I know that, when you put that nail in
Yeah.
your nose, it's fake."
Oh,
And Todd walked over and he goes, "Oh, really?" And he
yeah.
took her spoon and jammed it in up to the bowl in his nose,
Yeah.
pulled it out, licked it off, and dropped it in our place. He goes, "Is that real enough for you, lady?"
Yeah.
And she just
Yeah.
like, her eyes bugged out of her head. It was like,
Yeah.
"No,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't do that stuff. I can't get past that thing in the bridge of my nose. No, thanks."
But see, it's weird because initially, when I first saw this, it was David Blaine doing it on a special. And
Yeah.
like we were just talking about ego. So I'm like, and this is within magic is one thing, but I'm like this in everything. If I see someone physically able to do something, I say there is no reason why I cannot do that. I'm a human too, you know. So when I saw him doing it, I'm like, I could do that too. So then it just so happened I was doing an interview with you, Tommy,
Uh-huh.
and it
Mm-hmm.
was Robert, who
Hey,
yeah, Robert the bank robber.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
A
Okay.
person
Yeah.
who, with mentalism, actually pulled off a 13 bank heist. Okay, which
Yeah.
is,
Mm-hmm.
and we're great friends even to today, thanks to that thing. And he,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's someone who was a consultant with David Blaine for
Yeah.
putting it through
Yeah.
the
He
army.
taught him. Yeah.
Yeah.
How,
So
with,
we
that's just,
got like that's
yeah.
it. Like, we got in touch
Yeah.
because of that. So then that led to me
Yeah.
learning. So
Yeah.
walking on glass, eating glass, putting it through here, where like, there's just
Yep.
whatever.
Yep. I can do all of that. The only thing I don't do is eating glass
It's not good for the
because,
teeth.
well,
And I
it's
already
not good
lost
for
a
the
couple.
teeth, and I also these are not my teeth,
Yeah.
so I
I
don't
left my
want to.
dentures on the other side. I have one
Exactly.
small arm, so
I don't want to cut myself, but I have done walking on glass. And
yeah.
Robert, who you're talking about, has in the past has eaten an entire light bulb,
Yeah.
including the metal part and the filament on the inside. And he's
Talk about a
also
dietary supplement, huh?
exactly he's also eaten a full wristwatch,
Okay.
not all at once, but he took it
Yeah,
apart
yeah, of course, yeah.
and ate it in pieces.
He
He
finished
and his,
it. He finished it just in time.
exactly. Yes. Speaking of time, we are now at that time where we have to wrap things up and say goodbye for now. Um, but do you have any closing thoughts that you would like to
Oh, again, like
give
I'm
us?
always pleasantly surprised. Was more like catching up, you know, for me.
I know, yeah,
You know, exchanging, you know, and stuff. I try
yeah,
to be lighthearted in all this stuff. So, but yeah, but in all seriousness, if there's anything that I could contribute or share, or if there's people want to reach out, I'm more than happy to, you know, to share any ideas or discuss and stuff like that. And I'm always usually available either on Facebook or Instagram, stuff like that. So yeah,
great.
oh yeah, have fun with the. I think they had because I the can.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's so weird because that just happened out of it was an accident, and then I was like, "Is that repeatable?" So then I tried to reverse engineer what I just I did, and then it
mhm.
worked. So it's actually ungimmicked. There's no
Yeah. No, I figured that.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, knowing you is not gimmick. So
Yeah, yeah. No. But the
but
thing is that it exists
yeah,
already,
I know,
That
I know.
I didn't know. And the creator is incredible, Eric Ross.
Yeah, Eric Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used his method for a couple of years. Between you and me, I like yours better because it's
But again, that is something that
well, the reason
it's weird
why,
for me because a lot of people are saying that, and I'm kind of I think. Well, no, I don't want to cut you off. Why do you like it better? Yeah.
the reason why is,
And if people, sorry again, I didn't want to cut you off. For people who are not aware of
yeah,
what we're talking about, I put online an effect where I take a can of Monster Energy drink. I show that it's empty, like and then I cap it, and then I go further away, and then it's like it looks like on command I do this, and then the can starts to crash. So
yeah,
then I go back to it, and it's examinables. So
yeah.
and
So,
sound and everything. It's like, phew.
yeah, and Eric Ross is a nice guy, and his effect is good, but it's done with a plastic bottle, and for some reason, in my mind, that seems really obvious, even if it isn't, because it's plastic, and plastic can easily bend. Now,
Yeah, but Tommy,
uh,
specifically in the
no,
anything.
wait. Yeah. Now, with a can, it's really the same thing, but I I think in the mind of a layperson, because it's metal,
Yeah.
it has a different it just has a different effect. It's just my opinion.
Okay, I would love to expand. Do we have time to expand on this?
Sure, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
just when I didn't know Eric made it, and I love his work. I actually
yeah,
perform
yeah,
thingy. I like what is that? Um, the concept of this it's old. Okay, he adapted it into a certain ways good. But what happens is that when I discovered that he had that effect, I bought like I managed to find out the thing.
right,
And
yeah.
at the end of the tutorial, there's a throwaway bonus thing, and it's with the exact can.
Oh, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay. So
forgot
that
about
needs to
that.
be
Yeah,
clear. It's the exact can. It's the exact thing. But it's a throwaway idea at the end that's on his
right,
back.
right.
Okay. So he's just reintroducing that if you want to do it ungimmicked, you could do this. So the concept, it's there. Okay, but as a kind of like throwaway, take it. Okay. Now, by the nature of how I am, I wanted to find a way that yes, it is doable, like on command, blah 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 blah. But there's no reason. There's no way of. I want to do it impromptu.
Yeah.
Have a reason why you're doing it, and make it like meaningful for someone. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what I propose is that with mine, there's something that if you want to either bite your, I mean, that's what I have to debate because people don't like. Everyone's telling me this. When you need to tell someone to do this thing, you have to buy A, B, and C. People tend to want to just buy the thing and it has A, B, and C.
Right.
Okay. And I don't want that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't I don't have the background to like I'm too busy with other stuff to have
Yeah. Right.
Now, why would you want a can to crush? What's the point? Okay. So I found a way so that when you empty it, it looks like the actual monster drink and it actually makes bubbles. That's first of all, that's that. The same color makes bubbles, but it's
Mm.
the special.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the reason why is that I say to the person, I want you to write down the name of someone that means something to you. Huh? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see if I'm able to get him his energy, us with like here in this moment. It's like to seal him in time, like lightning in a bottle, kind of.
Yes.
I don't have anything around me, but I'm going to throw away this rest of my Monster Energy drink, and we're going to put his name that I don't know in the can.
Yes. Yeah.
Crack, crack, crack. Steve is trying to talk to us.
It's beautiful.
And then you open it up, and then it restores the can. We're releasing Steve.
Yeah.
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 So it's more of a story, and
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah.
and the thing is that the overlapping of when they're realizing that the can is because it becomes a moment of they're realizing what you think, like the can is not going to start to crush. Like they don't expect that the can and the thing, like there's no, and then when the first ping starts, then their brain is like on too many things.
Yeah.
Okay, they're on. How is that happening? Is it possible that it's the thing?
Yeah.
You reveal the name, and then that's just too much. It's too much for them now. Now how did the name, but how did that thing is just too much. So
Yeah.
that is what I love is when you can have too much, like the learning of extremely simple things, but in the right order are absolutely devastating. I think someone called me once the Mike Tyson of mentalism. And I like that. I like that. I don't want to take 3 shots. It's I just want to just knock them out in the first shot.
That's
That's that.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that a lot. And it's always like emotional, like that. And also the comment is he's very troubling. I like that. Extremely troubling. I don't feel
Well,
good around that guy. There's something not right, which
on
is
that
absolutely true. That is true. There's something not right.
on that note, uh, the troubling Mike Tyson of
Mentalism.
mentalism,
Yes.
Stephane Lacroix, thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you. That was
And
brilliant.
yeah, it really was. And
Thank you, Tom.
we'll have you come back again, maybe later in the year when you have some time.
My
Uh,
pleasure. It's always a pleasure to catch up.
it's, and
And you can bite
you,
somebody's ear off, Mike.
oh my
Yes,
God.
exactly.
I,
Well,
I
next
remember
time I'll
seeing
bring
that.
out the cut ear. I have that.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
have
The
that,
true
my
Mike
friend.
Tyson of mentalism.
Yes.
I remember that. I remember being shocked. I didn't know how to react when that happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, thank you, Stefan. I'm going to put you in the background for a moment, and I just want to say that next week there will not be a show because I am being interviewed uh, for the AMI by Anthony Darkstone, and if you want to see that interview, send me a message on Facebook, and I should send you the link for that. But the following week, which is the 7th of March, my good friend Charles Schneider from California, who is a bizarre magician, um, magician slash bizarre magician, will be my guest, and I'm really looking forward to that. A little bit about tomorrow. The interview will be mostly about my latest book, Beneath the Surface, which is a guide, I call it a professional guide to mentalism, meaning at the moments that last. Um, if you haven't gotten it and you want a copy, you can get it on my site, magictaboo.com. And I hope you have a great week next week, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Until then, keep it strange.